Real talk, why I killed my channel. So this is going to be a video I thought about doing during my stream where I kind of just got into a deep little convo about my channel and shit. But anyway, there's a lot I wanted to talk about. So I'm directly talking to y'all right now. Occasionally I would see someone go on my streams or maybe on my videos and say stuff like, oh, this channel's dead, or get more views, loser, haha XD, and shit like that. And usually people just brush it off as random ass hate, but I have a different reaction. I never really get offended. I actually begin to reflect and think about it and how ironic it really all is. The reason why I feel so weird is because knowing back then, I used to be seen as the breath of fresh air, and I remember how other YouTubers would begin DMing me and getting to know me or wanting to do collabs or some shit like that. And I think if any of you have ever had some sort of channel or platform that you had any sort of significant following, you'd probably know the feeling of blowing up. You know, basically when your channel finds the perfect combination to end up on like recommended feeds and shit. That's so satisfying. It's like a feeling an artist has when they have a hit song out, but of course obviously on a smaller scale level. During my blow up, I had precautions on how toxic things would get if I stood planted on one thing, and when I started the TF2 montage trend, I wasn't thinking that it was going to be a reason to blow up, but apparently since I was the first one doing them, I got what I didn't expect. But before this, I had a small community and I never went into this looking to grow my channel. Mostly I just wanted to go in to entertain people. So with that in mind, I purposely would do things to attempt to slow down my blow up, because when you're giving too much attention to something all at once, when you're trying to like give it all this traction all at once, you eventually start to bring up these unrealistic expectations for them, and it kind of just loses like the whole like image of what the thing actually is. What I mean by that is I could have easily gotten way more subs, double or maybe even triple the amount that I have right now. But during my blow up, I knew that the only way was to keep making montages as the main driving force for the momentum. Before this style of video, I did Some Idiots Play TF2, me and my friends playing TF2 and shit. To this day, it's still my favorite series on my channel because each episode I can almost vividly remember what happened on the days that those were recorded, because for me, it's kind of just like a timestamp of like, this is really cool because we had like a real dynamic going here, and that's what I really liked. My favorite part about those videos were how natural they all were. No joke was scripted, we just had our own genuine expressive reactions, we didn't rely on memes to make things funny, we had a good dynamic going on. Me, I was just a dumb loud guy that overreacted. Jared was the one that was basically able to make any small thing funny just because it's Jared. Nick being the one who would react or be part of the jokes. It was just all a good combo. Most importantly, these videos express my personality and how I interacted with my friends. I never put on a fake persona, I never altered anything, and that's why I chose to keep uploading those in between my montages. Because, don't get me wrong, montages have always been fun to make, but it eventually attracts a very entitled and toxic audience if you aren't careful. Because when a montage or meme driven video is rocking your channel, it is no longer a channel driven by your personality or your creativity or your uniqueness. It's a channel driven by what you did with the resources that are already created, and you start to lose actual personality to other people. Most people don't really see the perspectives from the audience, but you can see the comment sections of channels that are reliant on memes or montages, and when they upload anything that isn't related to that, you just see how toxic it gets, because you are no longer human to them at that point. You become their video dispenser, and that's something I always wanted to avoid because I know how people act, I know how they get. Many YouTubers get depressed or feel trapped when their channel is no longer personality driven, and for them it's tough because they won't really last long. Personality is what makes you memorable, not editing skills. Sure, you could do a nice little edit, you can make something impressive, right? But as soon as someone makes something better, it's automatically gonna blow you out of the water. It's harder to blow someone out of the water with a personality because that's what's defining someone. That's what makes them human. YouTube tends to lose this sense of, oh wait, this person is actually human. And it's one direction I didn't like the TF2 community or YouTube as a whole going. I've had my time interacting with these other YouTubers, and a lot of them just honestly take all of this too seriously. They take everything too seriously. You cannot joke around them. You joke around them, apparently they fucking hate you. Like literally some of them even fucking hated me for months over dumb jokes that they literally were jokes. Literally no way you could tell they weren't. And like everyone's just so everyone's just so stuck up in this like whole little mentality. Everything has to be picture perfect, everything has to be set up, everything has to be scripted, everything has to be pretty much picture perfect for everyone. It has to be presentable, it has to be 100% perfect. We have to perfect this. This is what fucks up so many people. Striving for perfection. You are never going to get perfection. Ever. There are people who like your shit and people who won't like your shit. That's just how that works. A lot of these YouTubers around me are literally just wasting their time editing shit that literally doesn't matter. What I mean by that is they're investing so many hours into videos on edits that literally no one's going to care about. Literally 90% of the people will literally not notice it. And sometimes I try to reason why they do that, and in my opinion, I have a feeling they kind of just like to do that in order to have at least some ground to say that they actually put effort into their videos. But I don't know, man. Look, in my opinion, you do not need to waste that much time on videos. Videos are videos, alright? You should put them out. People should enjoy them. You don't have to make everything 100% perfect. You don't have to edit every single little detail. You don't have to fix every single little crisp, every single little edge. No one's going to care. No one's going to see it. This doesn't mean that you can't do it. I just say that you shouldn't waste so much time on it because it's just not wise. I feel like everyone's just losing this whole natural sense. No one wants to be natural. No one wants to act natural anymore. And I really hate that. This doesn't mean that there aren't. I mean, there are people who are really genuine out there. There really are. Those are my favorite YouTubers of all time. Thing is, it's just, I'm not the type of person that likes scripting things, like setting up things. I like keeping everything raw, alright? Yeah. YouTube nowadays is pretty much all about being this nice guy or girl, saying nothing controversial, not because you don't have any controversial opinions, but because you just don't want to offend anyone. And this doesn't mean going out and offending people on purpose. Obviously that's stupid. Don't do that. That just makes you seem more pathetic than the person you're actually offending. This also means that, of course, maybe someone just doesn't have controversial opinions, and that's fine. I'm not necessarily saying go out and offend people, because honestly, it's fucked. Because like I see like these pictures of like, let's say there's like a vegan like convention or some shit. Like, if people don't want to eat meat, let them not eat meat, alright? Let them eat whatever the fuck they eat, right? This is coming from someone who loves meat, no homo, but you know what I mean. I feel like the people who complain about vegans shoving stuff in our face are probably shoving like them eating meat in their face, which is pretty much equally as worse. Like every time I see like a picture, like a video of a guy like cooking hot dogs or like eating fucking chicken wings right in front of like a animal safety facility or some shit, like it's just so fucking lame. Like it's fucking lame. But like, think of a channel like Leafy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there is one thing I did respect Leafy for, and that was for pretty much being genuine. Like, you never expected Leafy to be a good person. Like, people never really put expectation on Leafy to be a good person. They just saw his channel, saw his personality, saw the things he did, and they just accepted it. You basically need to be this generic cardboard cutout to be a YouTuber that gets respect. And you guys can go on my streams and see all this stuff that I'm very open to talk about. I do real talk on streams, and people have told me that I keep a nice balance with being a human to them and actually making videos and stuff, because I actually interact with my subs. I do. I talk to them. If they want to talk to me about something, they ask me. If they want advice on something, I'll try to see what I can do. If they want anything, I'll probably just answer them and stuff. It's kind of why I do get offended when someone asks me to make a tutorial, or they ask me, is this weapon viable? Make a video on that shit. Like, those sentences alone literally prove me that they don't watch my videos. In fact, I actually have a friend who pretty much used to like my content and my whole channel, and after we started talking, like for a while, he literally had forgotten that I had a channel because he just sees me as a friend at that point, and for me that's special. It's because I've had my time being in the spotlight. If I wanted to, I promise, I know I could get my channel to grow again. I really could if I wanted to, because I know how to. I know how to get my channel traction again. But the reason I refrain from it is because it just isn't the thing for me. I know the kind of content I would have to make, and I know that being popular was something I always wanted, which it still is. and someday being famous would be dope. Yo, if I actually got famous, I'd love to fuck Gia Page and Yannick Garcia. Guy can dream, right? But anyway, I used to like the idea of being known, but I just began to see a change in character in me, because over time, all this stuff that I've experienced, all this stuff that I've done wrong, all this stuff just kind of comes back to me, and honestly, at this point, I just kind of want a private and secluded life with my friends and loved ones. I don't really want to be out there anymore. It's not what I really wanted. Like, I would love to have it, but it's not what I really want. It's not like a ambition in my life anymore. I guess you could think of it's not like a need. Most people go into YouTube wanting to find the next big thing, wanting to grow, and in the end of the day, all these numbers really do is earn bragging rights. If your channel isn't personality driven, you're really just not going to attract subs that are going to stay with you for a while. Cause if someone just comes by and makes better videos than you, they'll easily steal your thunder. Personality driven is different because you gotta learn to like the person on the mic or on the camera. People take YouTube too seriously. Not everyone is guaranteed fame, and what matters is you enjoying it. Okay, think of it like this. I'm an amateur boom bap artist. For those of you who don't know, boom bap is pretty much a dead style of rap. It's a style of rap that started in 1990 on the East Coast. The most notable boom bap artists would have to be like Biggie, Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep, Nas, all those like from the East Coast. And pretty much at this point, it's just a dead genre. There are a few doing it. There's Joey Badass, and basically it's the equivalent of being a band in 2018. It's not gonna get you as far as being a rapper doing trap music or club music. I have nothing against trap or club music. I'm just saying that if you aren't following that specific trend, you're not gonna get anywhere. That's just the hard truth. And even knowing this, people still call me stubborn for wanting to remain as a boom bap artist, but I just genuinely love that rap style. The same with G-Funk. I also want to be a G-Funk artist at the same time. This doesn't mean that I'm segregating myself from new rap later on if I want to do it. It just means that I just want to make this for now because it's what I enjoy making. I went into music treating it as a joke, but when I began to see the influence that artists can have, I just decided that if I continue to do music more, I eventually want to start incorporating messages with my music. Like if I'm gonna make music, I kind of just want it to have like I want to have gravity, you know? I want it to have something there, some substance to it. I want to make music that you would smoke a blunt to, think about life, you know, get something going there, you know, chill, relax, have a good time. The state of my channel is now a husk of what it used to be in numbers, but the video quality has always kept improving. For those who actually watch my videos, they would know how much they are improved. And I know that the final montage that I'm working on will be my best montage ever. I know that it will never be the same amount of attention as I used to have. I have long since lost the wave, and my channel dropped with it. I never took it personally because YouTube is a hobby for me, but here's my advice. When you take a L in your life, you have two options. Let that L scare you away from doing things, or take it as an opportunity to grow. For example, if you find your partner cheated on you, you could either give up dating or grow as a person and have a new mind state for the next time. And now that my channel has lost its momentum and I went from, hey, he's popping in my recommended feed, you should probably check him out, he's fresh, he's new, he brings a lot more to the table, to, damn, I really haven't heard from him in a long ass time. I can finally say that I can make this an opportunity to make a big switch on my channel. Less eyes on me, I can silently make the change with the new content to look forward to, the new icon, the undecided name change, and the new era to my channel. I won't ever forget the times I had making videos under the name iLander and all the memories I had with it. What I noticed is my animal and my rant videos have been getting quite a lot of positive feedback, and they're actually getting organic views, and I just found that pretty interesting. If at any point in your life you feel down and you lost what you had going for you, I think you should take that as an opportunity to reinvent yourself, try new things, don't be scared of being bad at it. Look at me. I know how to rap, I know how to fucking bust bars, I know how to fucking tear down MCs, but my voice is shit, alright? All that matters is you having fun, and with that said, the reason I decided to kill my channel's momentum was because I just wanted to get prepared for all the negativity that would come along if I pretty much remained the same formula. And that's something that people are afraid of, like nowadays. Change is important. If you remain the same way your whole life, you will never experience anything new. you will never get anywhere, you will never grow as a person, you will just never do anything important with your life. And that's just how it is. Like, no matter the current state that you're in now, with every new step, you're just going to be better than you were before. You're just going to keep getting better as long as you keep working at whatever you're trying to do. Let me give a little personal example. Let's say you tend to have some weight issues and you kind of just want to lose your weight, right? Of course, it feels bad having the weight now, but think of it like you're going to get further if you actually try losing it than if you stay with it and then continue wallowing over it. The term survival of the fittest applies here. Do you really think that animals really care about feelings? Animals are constantly in constant competition to be better than the next one, and it's just a giant cycle. That's what in turn just makes them better in general. The more an animal competes, the more it tries to work for something, the better it's going to end up being in the long run. This, of course, is not saying that people who are physically fit are better human beings than people who aren't. What I mean by this is basically saying that if you're looking for getting into dating, if you're looking for all this shit, then you have to work for it. Because I don't really understand why people tend to really have a problem with women or men having standards. Everyone has standards. Think of that. Like, if we want to get realistic in the dating world, standards exist, and whether or not you want to get successful in it, you need to eventually start meeting them. And I know this may come off as fucked up, but if you want to get something, you need to work at it. There is just no other way around it. I'm sure so many of you have seen other people doing good things, and many of you have probably wanted to do it yourself. Well, here's the thing. You need to start making changes in any way you want. It doesn't matter which way it is, just make a change, because even if the results are slow, there's still going to be a change. It's still going to be a step. It's still going to start something. Try something new, man. Like, literally, getting into a new hobby could literally lead to so much. Who knows? You could probably meet, like, a guy or a girl that you fucking like, you know? Like, you'll never know. That's the importance of trying new things. You always need to try new things, because if you stay stuck, you will always remain in that spot, and you will never get anywhere else. Not every change will have instant results. Change takes time. Change takes steps. You have to take the first few steps, whether you like it or not. You're going to have to work for something at some point in your life. Like, you're going to have to work at it, and there's just no way around it. You just have to work at it. That's the problem that most people have. That you gotta understand that you need to work at things. If you don't, you aren't gonna accomplish anything. You're not gonna have anything to like. You're not gonna have anything to brag about. You're not gonna have anything to be proud of. And on the topic of being egotistical or proud, here's what I have to say about that. I have actually never had a problem with someone showing off their body. The reason why is because, sure, you can go on, call people thoughts, call people whatever you want. In my opinion, I think that if you're proud of your body, you're proud of your body, alright? Like, whatever. Just because you're showing off what you worked for doesn't mean that you're just throwing pussy at anyone who walks by, right? There's a huge difference between that. For me, let's say on my channel, people who come on my stream tend to call me egotistical because of the things that I say. You could probably go back through my streams. You could probably just see some of the stuff that I say. Basically, I say stuff like my video quality has improved. I've improved all these other editing skills. I've improved everything. Like, I've fucking been working on it and shit. I've improved so much. And people still think that that's being egotistical. And I really hate this sometimes. People don't understand, but depressed YouTubers are, in a way, damaging the mindset of these viewers. What I hate is that you basically have to hate your own content to not be seen as egotistical. Like, literally, I hate that depressed YouTubers are so popular sometimes because they're the ones that are influencing these people to think that. Like, I'm proud of what I make. I'm proud of the content that I make. And even though it isn't as popular as someone like Soundsmith or something, I'm still proud of what I make because I know what I've earned the right to say, and I like making my videos, alright? The new change, it may not have a lot of views yet, but I still like it. I'm proud of what I make because I know what I make. I have a lot of friends from the hood that are pretty much just starting up, like, their streaming and everything, and sometimes I actually smile at that because even though they usually get like 1, 2, 3, or maybe even 0 viewers per stream, it still puts a smile on my face because it reminds me that at one point I used to be that way, and whether you like it or not, like, those changes are small. And you probably will never expect it to get anywhere, but you never know. Like, the future is based on the stuff that you do now. And with that said, we'll see how far my channel goes from here. And I know this was a weird video. It's mostly out of place, mostly because I'm just usually just talking about like real shit, just kind of just talking directly to you guys. Because it's not, I feel like YouTubers hardly ever do this. They hardly ever talk directly to their audience like this, unless they're like a streamer or some shit. Like, well, maybe not, because usually they don't even read chat anyway. But you get what I mean. I'm talking directly to you guys, and I think that it's a really cool little dynamic going on here. I get to talk to you guys get to know, and it's really cool. With that said, hope you guys have a nice night or day, whatever the fuck time of day it is for you. I don't know, you guys have crazy time zones, you guys live in like the future and shit, but anyway, hope you guys had a nice time. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, go fuck yourself.